end of the tunnel. Keep your eyes on the road ahead. But if you're feeling lost in the night, it's okay to cry, just as long as you hold your head. 'Cause we're on our way to better. Better's ahead, better's ahead. It gets worse before it gets better. But better's ahead, better's ahead. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days, better days. Better days are coming. I know you've been kicked out.
For everybody who's in this room, I just want to say on behalf of AISL, I'd like to thank you for your patience and flexibility and your ability to pivot over the last couple of years as we've gone through a pandemic that's centuries in the making. This will, of course, be historic for us. And we were proud and honored to go through it with you. And I'm glad we're here, knock on wood, at the end of the tunnel from here. Many of the parents I've known here since your children were in 7th grade when I had them in my classes and brought them to Italy. And we navigated that as well, for better or for worse. But there's 4 parents that I have a special thank you for. The triumvirate, Preeti, Dina, and Anu. You have been keeping me on my toes since 7th grade. And thrown into the mix after that, of course, is Amira. They have made sure that I keep eyes on my back all the time through the last few years. Thank you. Without these 4 moms, we wouldn't be here at the Jet Ski Club today. They worked hard to make this possible. So thank you for keeping your eye on me, and thank you for getting us here. One last person I'd like to thank is Mr. Rodin. Mr. Rodin has kind of picked up the pieces while I've been working over the last few weeks on all these senior events. So, Mr. Rodin, thank you very much. And students, please. Students, please. Miss Buki was on her way here. There was a flooding. Her driver's house flooded. She had to leave. She couldn't make it all the way. I cannot begin to tell you how much work Miss Buki has put in over the last couple of weeks for all these events. So when you see her tomorrow at graduation, please personally thank her. All of this would not be possible without Miss Buki. So without further ado, I am honored to introduce our first senior, Elena Atrick.
Hi, so just for you guys who don't know, the Miss Tang rule is to keep us on our toes because we do not want to be here any longer than we have to be. So senior speeches will be kept to 3 minutes or less. If you hear 1 clap from Miss Tang, that means we have a minute left. 2 claps means that we've got 30 seconds left. And then just thunderous applause, the speech is over, and you just got to start clapping as well. All right. Now, there are actually going to be a lot of seniors after me. You guys are just going to keep following the thanks and thanks and thanks. So I'm going to keep mine short. The first people I want to thank are just all the parents around me. I've been here for the last 14 years or so. And if it wasn't for all of you and the children you raised, I would not have had such a good experience here. And I cannot thank you enough for just the people you've been able to surround me with and the people that you have brought into my life. And speaking of them, thank you to them. I grew up with these people. They really got me through a bunch of hard times, and I love them. They have been my support group for a long time. Some of us have grown apart over the years. A lot of us have left, but even still, they have left a big impact in my heart, and I cannot say that enough. My father, he's over there. I've gotten into a lot of trouble over the last 14 years. You don't even understand, and he's just been through my side throughout. Same with my mother, but she's absent. As well as my teachers. Oh my God, if I had to thank all of my teachers right this second, we'd be here forever. I've had countless over the years, but truly the people who have been here in my senior year really helped me through the indecisiveness of what do I want to do, or a bunch of the fear and worry that I have felt just from being unsure of the future. Like, this is the moment where I didn't know what was about to come next, and if it wasn't for the people around me, the teachers, and my parents, I just would not have gotten through it. So a big thank you to everyone in this room. And now I'd like to call up Naman.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I would like to start by taking a moment to thank my friends for the unforgettable memories that we've made together. My parents, who have been with me through all of my ups and downs. And finally, my teachers, all of them that I've had since pre-K, who have been with me whenever I've needed help. After being in AISL for over 13 years, I've had unforgettable experiences, which have shaped me into the person that I am now. Thank you, everyone. Once an eagle, always an eagle. I would like to welcome Chloe.
Thank you. Okay. Hi, everybody. As you know, my name's Chloe. Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised any of us made it this far, given everything that's happened the past few years. So I'm surprised any of us are graduating. And it's thanks to all of you guys that we've made it this far. To my parents, my brother, my teachers, my friends. I love you guys very, very much. I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you again. Okay, so now I would like to call up Lou. Thank you, guys.
Okay, hi. Hi everyone. As you all know, I've been AIS for 3 years now. And I want to thank a lot of people, but I only have 3 minutes. Firstly, I want to thank my friends. You've always been there for me whenever I needed you, even when I didn't ask for help. Thank you all for that. I really appreciate it. Then I would like to thank my teachers who always believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself, and always pushed me to do my best. And lastly, but definitely not least, I want to thank my family. Firstly, I want to thank my sister who's there. She always listened to me whenever I needed to talk to somebody, and she gave me like a shoulder to cry on when I needed. And my parents, who always like helped me grow, and forgave me whenever I did something wrong or like said something wrong. I'll miss you all in Amsterdam. Have fun. I'm gonna call Jonesy to call in behalf of Rudiman.
Good evening, everyone. So sadly, my friend and classmate couldn't be here today, so I'm going to be reading a speech on his behalf. And it's Rudiman, for those of you who don't know. So just imagine I'm Rudiman right now. Good evening, everyone. I'm gutted that I cannot join all of you for dinner tonight. I'm not feeling too well, so I must take some time off to recover for graduation tomorrow. Since I arrived to AISL in 2015, I've had the opportunity to meet with some amazing people and learn from some of the best teachers. I arrived at AISL as a shy and silly middle schooler, unsure of what I ever wanted to be. I was lonely, and I genuinely remember crying on my first day here because I didn't know anyone. Fast forward 7 years, I'll be leaving AISL, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of friends and teachers to support me and guide me through this entire journey. To my parents, thank you for supporting me through all the highs and lows of this journey. Mom, without your love and you chasing me down about not finishing my work on time, I don't think I would have made it. Dad, thank you for all of your words of wisdom. I wouldn't be half the person I am today without you. To my teachers, thank you for dealing with me. Thank you for always encouraging me and giving me your support and guidance. Monsieur Omolu, thank you for always giving us mask breaks, even when none of us wore masks. Mr. Mewborn, it's been a real honor and privilege to meet you. And 10th grade history would not have been the same without you. Mr. Alfred, I'll never ever forget all those wonderful stories you told us in PE. Mrs. A, thank you for keeping me away from Kafan Chan. Mr. Williams, thank you for always being so diligent and accommodating whenever I faced a problem. Mrs. Tang, I'm pretty sure I still owe you calculus homework, but please let it slide. On a serious note, thank you for always encouraging me to work harder and not being lazy in class. Lastly, Dr. Schalt and Mr. Schalt, thank you so much for your support to me this year. Even though you not know this, I'm truly grateful that I got to learn from the both of you, and I wish you all the best during your time at AISL. Special note, Mr. Schultz, I'll make sure to use the ceteris paribus in every economics test I will write at uni. To my closest friends, aka John, Jeffrey, and Kush, I don't know how to express my gratitude to you all. Although I'm always joking about how I don't care to you guys, I want to take time to seriously thank you all. John, you're always so loud and cheerful, but never change who you are. Keep being yourself, and if you ever need help with anything, it's you know where to find me. Jeffrey, it's been amazing getting to know you over the last few years. Thanks for always having my back, and I'm sure you will do great things. Stay true to yourself and work harder, and stop playing so much League of Legends. Kush, I've known you since we both started school. I don't know how you've kept up with me over the years, but I cannot express how much I will miss you. Although you always leech off of me for transportation, you're a wonderful friend. Continue to be yourself and don't let others ever influence who you are. Although I'm leaving AISL, I'll forever be an eagle at heart. I hope to see you all at graduation tomorrow. Peace out, Ridiman. I would like to call Seraphine up to speak now.
Hello. I don't know how someone who isn't even here can take up so much time. Anyways. So my mom told me not to thank her in my speech because it would become boring like everyone else's. However, if I don't thank my parents, everyone would think I'm a monster and a terrible child. So thank you, Mom. You're my role model, and I'm more grateful for you than you could ever know. And thank you, Dad. I know I'm the favorite, even though I'll never be a professional tennis player. Thank you to the teachers and faculty here. I have genuinely felt supported and cared about more than any other school, and especially by those whose classes I don't even take. I'm almost done, Ms. Tang. Okay, so thank you to my friends here. Thank you to my friends here who have brought me out of my shell so much and made me laugh, especially Naman and Chloe. You will always have a place in my heart. And finally, to my little brother Noah, you're my first best friend. Please don't block me on WhatsApp when you go to Malaysia. Love you guys, thank you. I'm introducing, Vivi. Where's Vihan?
So I only have 3 minutes to cover this, so I'll try to guess as much as I can in these 3 minutes. So good evening, everyone. Today on this memorable occasion, I'll be leaving this place with a treasure of knowledge. Learning various things, making friends, playing, messing around with them has been a fantastic journey throughout these last several years. I want to genuinely thank our teachers for working so hard to make our future bright. You have contributed a lot to us, which I can never express in words. Thank you, Ms. Tang, for always pushing me to work harder. Thank you, Ms. A, for being there and guiding me whenever I needed help. Thank you, Mr. Scholl, for making sure I understood everything and playing table tennis with us. Thank you, Dr. Scholl, for giving me the time and attention I needed to excel. Thank you, Monsieur Omulu, for making me part of Omuluville and the family. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for disclosing all the school secrets and creating a safe space in our English class, not to mention the poker game we played in your class with fake money. How can I not mention my lively classmates and students at this important moment? You have made my stay at this school a memorable experience. The unity among the students of the school is unsurpassable. I will sorely miss the time away from our school, and I'm sure this is a mutual feeling we all share. Wise individuals say that childhood friendships tend to be the strongest. With this belief in mind, I hope that our friendships will continue forever. Thank you for all the memories we made together, like the amendment video, lunch break football pitches, math counts, before exams table tennis, becoming barbers, Mr. Keegan's science table, band rooms, and so much more. I will always cherish these memories. For my parents, I feel so grateful and blessed to have parents like you in my life. Thank you for so much support, both emotional and financial, over the years. You have always pushed me to work hard, even when I felt lazy. So thank you so much for not letting me procrastinate. I love you, Mom and Dad. Thanks a lot for making this evening a memorable one. Thank you once again, my teachers, friends, my family, and everyone associated with AISL for giving me the best years of my life. Next, Sahil will speak for us.
Good evening. My name is Sahil, as most of you know. I've been one of the longest surviving students in AISL. Today, the time has come, and I stand here ready to graduate and step out into the real world, where I can focus on becoming an alcoholic. No, just kidding, guys. Relax. thank, thank you to all my ASL teachers and staff who now feel like family, even those who can't be with us on this amazing day. You all taught me where to look, but not what to see, allowing me to develop into my own character, making a few mistakes along the way, attending a couple of detentions too. Sorry about that. It was Nick's bad influence. On a more serious note, I've consistently been learning life lessons. School's become part of my DNA, gave me a safe environment to come to it daily to work, and make some of the best friends I have today. To conclude, today it's our Teachers' Day to shine and our days to say thank you. So thank you to all once again. It's been a great journey with you all at AISL. Much love. Lucas is going up next.
Hello. I haven't quite prepared anything, but I guess truly the main sentiment here is really just a pretty profound, enveloping love for this whole room, really. I guess sort of arriving here at AISL sort of roughly a year ago, only setting foot on campus maybe 6 months ago, was an experience. It wasn't easy, but I just want to thank, first of all and above all else, the faculty, all my teachers, all the people who put me in my teachers' classrooms, all the staff, and I just really want you to know that all of the little inconveniences and all of the little going out of your way to make me more accommodated and to make sure that I can have a better experience in the school, it went a long way, and I appreciate that. I want to thank my peers, obviously, the part of the AISL community I was the closest to, just for being so welcoming, I guess, to this crazy last-minute addition to the roster. And just for, I guess, embracing me with open arms and really being so, again, I can't use this word enough, welcoming. And obviously it's not a thank you speech without mentioning my parents. They're right there. You can look at them. Thank you. Thank you for putting up with my, annoying little interests and all the things I ask for, I guess. Thanks for just nurturing me and pushing me through that because, it got me to where I am now. And I guess I'm happy with where I'm going, which is a pretty good feeling. But yeah, thank you so much to the community, to my parents, to my friends, because, I don't know, what you did went a long way, and I appreciate that. I'd like to introduce Omar.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Uncle Deepu. Uncle Deepu? So I've been in AISL for 8 years. I've been in this country longer than any other country, right? And I have a lot to say, I have a lot to thank, and I can't get it all today, but I'll do my best. First, I'd like to thank Madame Ziade. Thank you so much, Madame. Whenever I felt homesick, whenever I felt like something was wrong, I could always go to that class, and I always felt home and back to Egypt a bit. So she always provided me with that. Mr. Haddad, we had a great time. He was my EE advisor. Some turmoil, for sure. As many people know, I like to do things last minute. But he was always there. He never gave up on me. He made sure I did get things done. Miss A. I can't see Miss A, but Miss A, physics teacher. So much to say about her. I've had her since 10th grade. Miss A is the best teacher. She was always caring, and we had so much fun in her class with Abhinav. Miss Tang. Miss Tang, thank you so much for math. There were times where I wanted to give up. I wanted to leave. I couldn't do HL math no more, but Miss Tang always made sure I was there. She motivated me, never let me quit. Mr. Williams. The great times me and Mr. Williams have had. The great stories. He's from Iowa? Iowa. There's a farm. I know a lot about Mr. Williams. It's a great time. No, but Mr. Williams was always there whenever you needed to. You could always talk to him. So thank you for that, Mr. Williams. Dr. Schultz. Sorry. Dr. Schultz. The first teacher I ever had that I actually understood chemistry with. No shots fired. We loved Mr. Howe as well, but Dr. Schultz truly did help me understand chemistry and make sense of the subject. And she was like the mother to me in the school. She was always there. She always had our side no matter what, and she always supported us through everything. So thank you, Mr. Schultz. Mr. Schultz had big shoes to fill. Like, we all love Mr. Freund. We all thought of him as a friend. So when we heard he's leaving, we were very upset. But I'm so glad that Mr. Shaw was able to come and help us through it, and it was honestly amazing, his classes. I'm gonna speed up because Mr. Tang just coughed at me and she could still fail me. She could still fail me, guys. I just wanna put that out there, okay? Mr. Powell, we've had some rough times this year, we've had some great times, but regardless, I've known you for a really long time and I appreciate everything you do for me. Thank you. Miss Buki, who isn't here, but honestly, she's amazing. She does everything. So thank you to Ms. Buki. Mr. Pato, I knew you from Tanzania. Honestly, it was amazing to have you here, work with you, the scholarship program, everything. Mr. Odin, with only 2.5 degrees, I didn't, oh. I said a lot I have to say. Shilpa's up next.
Okay. Can everybody see me? Okay, it's now time for your scheduled ad break. If you guys are looking for a good time in Lagos, or if you have a dog in need, my mother owns both the escape room and the House of Pluto Veteran Storage. Yeah, my mom is a great woman in a very small package. And I have very big shoes to fill very soon. So I'm very excited that she's here, and I'm very proud to call myself your daughter. And I'm really sad that my dad can't make it, but I would say the same for him, even though he's not here. And honestly, to all my friends, like, I feel like we did speeches on my 18th birthday. Like, we don't have to do this again. You guys know how I feel about you. It's fine. Okay. But I would like to thank all the aunties who have sheltered me. And like, they took me into their homes and they've provided food for me whenever I needed it at all those crazy parties. Oh, and my best friend, Shivani, has requested a special shout out. Thank you for being wild and wacky with me at 4 a.m. on school days. And yeah, last thing I want to say is, it was Sarah, my roommate's birthday yesterday, so if we could do a happy birthday on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. Thank you. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, guys. Who's next? Kabir, my favorite.
Good evening. I don't have a speech planned, but I'd just like to mention a few names and of people who've had an impact here in my 14 years here. So first, of course, I'd like to thank my mom, who's been there for me through everything, and I couldn't imagine my life without her. And to my dad as well, who's also been here through everything. He's made the good times better and the bad times even better. And finally, to my sister, who's at home sleeping. I would really like to thank her. She's been the massive support system, and I couldn't have done my time here at AISL without her. And to my friends and my class of 2022, I would just like to say thank you so much for everything. We've come a long way, but we've done it together, and I couldn't imagine graduating with a better class. And to all my teachers, I would like to say thank you. Even though my handwriting is pretty bad, I don't know who to blame for it, either mom or dad. But I promise it's gotten better. My IB exams are legible, and they will pass. So for specifics, Mr. Schultz, I have to thank you first. I didn't think I'd come into your class, as Omar said before, having a relationship with a teacher that our relationship is like. But Mr. Schultz is not just a teacher, he's also a friend. And I could go to his class and mess around. That's why I know his study hall schedule, B&D everyone if you need. To Mr. Rodin, who's over there, the hot pink pants. What a man he is. And honestly, we've only gotten closer in recent times, but I couldn't have imagined going through this without him. And Mr. Williams, who's all the way in the back, he's looking very dashing. He's honestly, like, he's helped me through everything. He was also my EE advisor, and we learned that the Bengali garment industry is not something to mess with. But to Mr. Odin and Mr. Williams, I'm telling you, Head and Shoulders does go a long way. And to Miss Tang, I honestly hated math. Like, I was very bad at math, and I still am. But I know writing down a formula can get you from a 4 to a 5, and that's the way to go. To Mr. Newborn, I know we started off as you calling me a jughead, but I hope I've improved myself and shown you that I'm no longer a jughead. But honestly, psychology was one of the classes that I did learn a lot this year, and I was really excited to learn about it. And am I missing anyone? Oh yeah, Miss Schaub. I think everybody, I think all our class here, we don't even need to say anything. I think everybody just has a lot of love to give to her because she's been there for us throughout this whole year. And she even gave us Smarties after my first IB exam, the best gift I could have ever received. I already did. I feel like Omar just wants the mic, so thank you everyone, and I hope you have a nice evening. Kenneth.
I would just like to say thank you to my parents, my friends, and my teachers for putting up with me for the last 10 years. Thank you. These have been a wonderful 10 years. Next, Mohammed.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mohammed Kamal, and I'm literally one of the 24 students graduating this year. You know, if I may be honest, I never thought I'd be graduating from a place like this. I dreamt of, graduating from a more nicer city. But hey, Lagos has been a really big surprise, and I really loved all the time I spent here. I really couldn't have gotten this far without the help of my parents, teachers, and friends. Like seriously, not only were all of my teachers great at what they taught, but also you were all extremely friendly and forthcoming. I really loved the times I spent with you, joking around with you, and complaining about the IB with you. I really felt like I could count on you for help, academically or otherwise. To Mama and Papa, I don't know what to say. I can't express how much your presence and support meant to me. Whenever I came home with a big cloud over my head because I bombed one of my tests, it was only you who stressed, hey, grades aren't everything. Your health and happiness should be your #1 priority. But to be honest, it was only HL Math that required this little pep talk. But I really did appreciate everything you've done for me, and I will continue to do so. To my brother, Ayan, thank you so much. As much as you annoyed the living bejesus out of me, just messing around with you will be one of the things I'll truly miss. Lastly, I have to thank my friends who were with me throughout the IB. Whenever I had a major assignment or essay due and I was seriously procrastinating, I could trust that you all were too. Apart from that, I really loved almost every moment hanging out with you. It was one of the biggest things that kept my mind off of the mammoth that is the IB. Your support in and out of school really did help me push through the tough times and made the sweet times all the more sweeter. We faced everything together, and I hope this really forged a strong bond that we can maintain throughout our next phase in life. In hindsight, there are definitely people I would have loved to get to know more, a little bit, and some a little less. But I think my time here as a student of AISL can be described as fulfilling. Thank you to everyone who played a part in my life as a high school student. I will surely treasure these memories for the years to come. Thank you. Next up is Jeffrey Newborn.
Hello, everyone. Everyone who knows anything about me knows that I hate these kinds of formalities. I'm really not going to thank anyone else but one person. My parents and my sister who are here know that I can thank them whenever, I can talk to them whenever. I really just want to talk about someone who's been very important in my life over the past year or two, and that's Mr. Rodin. Last year, Mr. Odin essentially took me in as his second son when I became very close friends with Ty over the pandemic. Since then, I've spent countless hours at their house, every night, every weekend. I even went to go visit them in Minnesota. Me and Mr. Odin have a connection that I say most people probably didn't know about or didn't understand, but he really has been like a second father figure to me. And I can't express in words in the amount of time that I have or the vocabulary that I have to express how much I appreciate him and everything that he's done for me. Unfortunately, Miss Rodine isn't here, so I won't go on about her, but she means equally as much to me, and I'm sure Miss Rodine will tell her about it. I don't really have much else to say. Specifically, no offense to my other teachers, Mr. Schultz and Mr. Haddad, you both know what you've done for me this year, how much help you've given me, and I genuinely don't think I would be graduating this year if it wasn't for the amount of effort that you guys put in for me, and I'm eternally indebted to both of you, honestly. That's it. That's all I have. So. The next speaker is my good friend Kush.
Good evening, everyone. We're almost done. Don't worry. First of all, I would like to thank my teachers, my IB teachers especially. Monsieur Omalu, thank you for teaching me kindness as a language that we all speak. Mr. Schultz, thank you for teaching me to always back yourself. Ms. Tang, thank you for teaching me the importance of fine margins. Ms. A, thank you for teaching me hard work defies gravity. Mr. Williams, thank you for teaching me patience is virtue. I would also like to thank my friends, especially Ridman, Johnzy, Jeffrey, Vihan, Abhinav, the Kabirs, and all my other friends for creating such memories. From breaking bathroom stalls to skying footballs to grinding squats till 3 a.m., it's something I'll always remember. Now, on to the three people I'll always be forever in debt to, my family, especially my sister Arya, who's always made me keep up with the energy. An update to this day, I still can't keep up with her. Moving on to my mom. My mom is someone who is always a person who I can go to at my rock bottom, from her humble advice to her warmth. She's always someone who I know I can always rest my head on. Now, on to my dad. My dad, who's always passionate about his mountaineering, to his stories and experience. But it was only when I was older when I realized that his mountaineering stories and experience was only for me to realize he's trying to implement a much figurative meaning, which is that not the mountain we conquer, but rather ourselves. It's motivation like this which my dad has always injected within me during these tough times, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be on this platform. With that, I also like to thank my teachers, the principals, maintenance staff, friends, and family, and AISO for creating a place where upon returning to Lagos, I know there's a place that I can call home. Thank you. I would like to call on my guy, Abi, to deliver the next speech.
Good evening. We're about to all graduate soon, so I'd like to say thank you. First off, I'd like to thank my parents and get that out of the way. My dad was basically my counselor throughout my journey. He knew all the universities and stuff, which I wasn't even interested in, but it turned out to be good. I actually want to go to most of them now. And my mom made some banging food, so thank you for the food. I wouldn't be here without good food, so that's important. My teachers. So I'd like to thank all of my teachers, but some of the teachers that meant a lot to me would include Miss A. Miss A, thank you so much for your help in physics. Sometimes physics felt easier than French, and I was really amazed by the way you taught, so I thank you for that. Miss Tang, I know you went to Harvard, so a special thank you to you. Just to be safe, but thank you so much for the way you taught.
I was actually really trash at math like 2 years ago, but now I'm doing decent, so I'd like to thank you for that. Hidden skills I didn't know, but after that, Mr. Williams, I love my time in your class. English is really fun. Annotations were very important, but I also like the small games we played in class when we used to bring up pictures of random people and we guessed their nationality. So that was really fun. Mr. Schultz and Dr. Schultz, thank you so much. I've really learned a lot, especially in chemistry, because in econ we had a lot of fun, like just playing like stuff like cricket instead of learning. But it was good. It was fun. And then, oh yeah, my friends. I'd like to thank my friends. All of them. They've made my journey bearable, and they've been. Sorry, not bearable, amazing. They made my journey amazing. So I'd like to shout them out. And yeah, thank you so much. Now is one of my boys, Kabir.
Okay, before I start, I just want to clarify, we actually do work in class. We just don't play cricket and stuff all the time. But, okay. I'll start off with thanking my teachers. Thank you, Miss A, for exemplifying what real dedication and enthusiasm towards your profession and students looks like. Thank you, Mr. Scholl, for dealing with mine and Abby's antics in your class, but still never giving up on us. Thank you, Dr. Scholl, for always being the most prepared person in any classroom, and for providing us with all the resources and help we needed to thrive. Thank you to Ms. Tang for making the impossible HL math class somewhat possible, and for not completely roasting us when we mess up SL questions or forget notation. Abby. Thank you, Monsieur, for being le plus bon grand-père and for always being there to support us. Mr. Williams, what can I say apart from you should be paid more? Mr. Paul, I hope you're listening. Thank you for always being there, for providing a safe space, and for helping us de-stress. Lastly, Mr. Odin, where do I even start? Your neon pink pants, your stupid tattoo, and your 2.5 degrees. But truly, I can't express how much I appreciate what you do for all of us and how you get out of your way to make sure we're all doing well. All love for you. Next, I want to quickly thank my mandem and galdem. You all know how much love I have for you, and yeah, thank you for making this experience enjoyable. Lastly, my family. Papa, I can only aspire to be as good of a husband, father, son, and man as you are. You will always be my role model, and I can't tell you how thankful I am for you. V, I love you more than you can imagine, and just always know that I'm here for you no matter how far I am. Also, Real Madrid got lucky beating Chelsea in the Champions League, but okay. Finally, Mama, I look up to you in so many ways, and there really is no me without you. You're my inspiration and mean the world to me. Never forget that. Thank you all. Yeah, I'll pass the mic on to Shakti.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shakti, and I am proud to be a part of AISL's batch of 2022. I joined this school only 2 years ago, but I'm taking home so many wonderful memories and so much wisdom. First, I'd like to express my gratitude to all the teachers. The pandemic has had a heavy impact on teaching and learning. Even though it was all very new, we admire your persistent efforts to make this experience of online learning very smooth for us. Teachers play an integral role in shaping impressionable minds, and I'm grateful to have had your guidance. Thank you for your endless patience and support. I would also like to thank my friends for supporting me through the highs and lows of high school. Being a fairly new student, I did not expect to be welcomed so warmly. I'm glad that I got to make such incredible friends and look forward to staying in touch. I share many cherished memories with you, which I will look back upon fondly. Last but not the least, I would like to thank my parents. The fact that I have you both to rely upon gives me immense strength and confidence. You continue to inspire me every day. I can't possibly thank you enough for nurturing me, supporting me, and for providing me with the best of everything. I will always be grateful to you and will always strive to make you proud. Thank you. Next, we have Mehek.
Hi, guys. Okay, so I was going to read the speech I'd written in my yearbook page because I wrote it during the putting an effort into things part of senior year. But as usual, my mom wouldn't let me. It's a prime example of her being extremely annoying, but it's also an example of her pushing me to do better, as she has done all these past 14 years, and I'm really grateful to her because I wouldn't have done half as well as I have without her for the last 14 years. Or at least I assume, because I guess we'll see next year when she's no longer around to bug me as much. That brings me to my next thank you, my dad. Thank you for always listening to me, at least I assume, especially during the last 2 years when I had so many complaints about everything. Your random hmms in the midst of my ranting were truly appreciated. My next thank you goes to Miss Tang. Miss Tang, you and I have really been through it this year, I can't lie. But even though at several turns throughout the year, or the past 2 years rather, I've really questioned every single decision that led me to taking AA Math. At the end of the day, I find that you've really taught me what it means to persevere. Whenever I was standing in front of that whiteboard, staring blankly at a basic question, you just never let me get away with it. You forced me to think things through and figure it out on my own. I obviously didn't appreciate it at the moment, but now I'd like to thank you for always seeing the potential in me to do better. I may never math again, but the survival skills I learned in your class will stick with me always. Next, I would like to thank Mr. Schultz and Mr. Williams for an entirely different reason. Thank you for your compassion and your patience with me, with actually all of us this year. I've always felt your classrooms to be a safe space to rant and get things off my chest without consequence. In times when it felt like everything was going wrong and no one wanted to listen to me, to all of us, your empathy truly made all the difference. And I know I haven't said something about everyone here. I would have showered everyone in compliments, but apparently we have a time limit. So I'll just say that every single one of my teachers has positively impacted my AISL experience. Mr. Meeborn, you finally let me into NHS. Thank you for that cord at graduation. Monsieur, thank you for your math breaks and for just pretending that Chloe and I weren't randomly spacing out in your class sometimes. And family, thank you to my fellow graduating class of 2022. Some of you have been with me since day one of my entrapment here at AISL, which was 14 years ago. And I honestly couldn't have asked for a better group of people to have experienced pretty much everything with. So thank you so much to all of you. Okay, the next speech is going to be by John Z. John Z, the only person who's ever had a last name that came after mine.
Hello everyone, I'm back. So I haven't prepared anything. I woke up, I opened my Google Doc, and I was like, I'm not going to write anything. I'll just speak what comes to mind. And so, firstly, let me just get this out the way. Let me thank my parents and my sister, because that's kind of quick. So thank you, Mom, for, where is she? There she is. Thank you for everything you do. I mean, I can't, there aren't words for me to say, but honestly, thank you. And my sister who's sitting there recording me, also thank you. Honestly, without you, IB would have been kind of boring. Like, I just go to your room, kind of disturb you when I feel like it. And yeah, it lightens the mood. So now I want to move on to each of my IBDP teachers who really, honestly, without them, I wouldn't be here today. Like, I don't know what I would be doing. If it weren't for them, yeah, this wouldn't be possible. I'd like to start with Mr. Schultz. Ever since I started doing economics, I forgot if it was 10th or 11th grade. It wasn't my thing. I found it really boring and really tiring, but honestly, thank you for keeping up with me. I mean, I'm pretty sure I slept once in your class, but it's okay. I think I got through IB exams. So thank you. Next up is Dr. Schultz. I want to thank Dr. Schultz a lot because honestly, chemistry for me, it enters one ear and it leaves the other ear. And so when IB exams were approaching, I had to do something, and she really supported me to get there. And the exam was smooth. It was okay. Next, I'd like to thank Ms. Tang. Ms. Tang, math was really interesting. So I have my strengths in math and my weaknesses in math, but you always push me to do my best in class. So thank you for that. And then thank you for always making me push my phone away because I would get distracted a lot. So yeah, that really did help. Next up, I have the list here, I keep forgetting. Mr. Williams, over back there. So with this last semester in IB, I kind of struggled a lot, and Mr. Williams kind of kept pushing me to do my best. And if it weren't for him, I think I'd be still at 200 words of my extended essay today. So thank you, Mr. Williams. Lastly, Mrs. A. Honestly, Mrs. A, what a fabulous teacher. Like, honestly, best teacher here. I'd like to thank her for like really letting me explore my passion like for physics, like that area in general. Like, it's something that really interests me, and the way she teaches is honestly something that I really enjoy. So those were my IB teachers, and so I have 30 seconds left. Quickly, Mr. Mewborn, thank you for a 10th grade history class. That was really interesting, and also thank you for trusting me with your son. Thank you for that. Mr. Alfred, thank you for all the PE classes and also pushing me to do my very best each time we do the mile run, even though like I'm not really good at that. Mr. Powell, for those of you who don't know, he was actually my 7th grade science teacher. Oh, and my favorite moment for that class is when you picked up a table above your head and like you screamed. It's kind of funny. And then lastly, Mr. Odin, you're fairly like new to the school, and when you came, I heard stories about you that you're like really mean and like nobody likes you, but honestly, you're an amazing guy, and you push everybody, including me, to do our best, and you really motivate me. So thank you. That's all I have. Bye.
Normally, I catch myself saying all the time when students come into my office, I really appreciate your honesty, and now I'm not quite so sure I feel that way. I learned a lot tonight. Really quickly, seniors, it's very clear that you have a lot of love for a lot of people in this room, so I ask you to give a round of applause to them. Mr. Mewborn is absolutely right. All graduation and graduation rehearsal, I said it over and over again, it's not about you, it's about your parents tomorrow, but actually it is really about you. And that's why this event is so precious. It's because we get to hear from them how important all of you have played a role in their lives throughout the 14 years, the 1 year, the 7 years, the 6 years you've been in AISL. Thank you. Thank you for all you've done for our school. Thank you for all you've done for your children. Thank you for all you've done for us as a faculty and as a community. Single thing that you did to contribute to us makes us a better place. And it's all of us that makes it happen. So thank you for everything you've done for us. That's it. Enjoy your evening. Thank you for coming. And we'll see you tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock for graduation. Thank you.